Hi, so I'm Eitan from Pitango Venture Capital, and I have Itay with me from Lexifone. And I think we're starting with a movie, right?
Yes.
Lexifone has developed the world's first robotic interpreter that can translate both incoming or outgoing calls. Lexifone facilitates the call and translates both sides in real time. The service is mainly targeted for business users, but is available to anyone.
Lexifone is about to connect you.
Allô?
Hello, thank you for having this conversation.
Bonjour, merci pour avoir cette conversation.
Can I see you next week in Paris?
Vous connectez semaine prochaine à Paris.
Bonjour. Oui, je serai à Paris la semaine prochaine.
Nous pourrons nous rencontrer.
Hello, yes, of course I'll be in Paris next week. We can meet.
Okay, see you next week. Goodbye.
Bonne ici la semaine prochaine, au revoir.
Merci, au revoir.
Thank you, goodbye.
Great, so looks very nice. So maybe give us a little bit of background on the company first, before we dive into the product.
Yes, we're a company based in Haifa, Israel. That's where the R&D is located. We have sales in New York and San Francisco. The team is very heavily focused on linguistics and computer sciences, language processing, over 100 years of experience in that field. The founder is actually my father, who is a PhD in computational linguistics. He used to be the head of language processing in IBM, later founded Attunity, which IPO'd at NASDAQ. We also have a CEO who's a telecom veteran, Mr. Steve Dubnik, who founded Choice One Communications and ACC Corp, also with exits over $1 billion. And we have a very strong sales and R&D team put together.
And you want to elaborate a little bit on how Lexifone does, maybe crystallize a little bit and talk maybe about the business model?
Yes. Lexifone does telephone interpretation for any landline or mobile phone. It's all cloud-based. You can make calls for outgoing calls or receive calls if you're expecting incoming calls. It works on Android as well. And the vision also is very simple, to connect people around the world, regardless of language, location, and means of communication. So it's pretty multimodal.
And is it more focused to consumers, businesses? Is there any difference on the use case?
Yes, it's focused on small businesses. That's one use case. So if you're a hotel in France, now we launched a product with SFR in France, the second biggest telecom there. So if you're a business in France and you want to receive calls from your customers in France and Italy, you can publish your access numbers that you buy from us, and then the calls will be routed to the business and it will be translated. That's one way. And for consumers, if you're travelers or expats, you can always download our Android application, get free trials. Everybody gets free trials, and you can start using it as of today.
And what's the reaction so far? I mean, it's been kind of stable and
yes,
the value that you expect?
We've got very good reactions from businesses as well as the media. Even MSN has wrote about us being a top translation product. Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, Wired. The feedback has been very, very good.
And what else is in the market? There is other solutions in the market that you are very different from?
Yes, there are other solutions for in-call interpretation. The biggest one is, of course, human interpreters. That's in the US alone. It's a growing market of over $2 billion a year. And then there are translation or technology companies like Google and even Microsoft announced that Skype will do a similar service. Now I think it's in beta, so I'm in the lion's den right here. But yeah, there are other companies doing it. We specialize in linguistic optimization and making phone calls highly accurate in terms of interpretations. We have algorithms for linguistic optimizations, and we allow for our end users to even input their own lingo into our system to increase accuracy, especially for them.
And now this looks like something that has been, I mean, forever needed in the market. Is anything special now that is should start?
There was always a need for interpretation. and humans have been fulfilling this need. But now with globalization and people getting their hands on more and more phones, both mobile and landline, immigration across Europe has opened up with the Eurozone, so there's more and more need for it. And the fact that companies like Microsoft and others that show focus on this right now kind of proves that it is it's a very hot topic today.
And before I turn into the audience, maybe you can share with us a little bit the product roadmap or where it's gonna, how will future product look like?
Yes, we're working on, of course, more languages like Japanese, Korean, and more. We're working on products for conference calls, for call centers, and things of that sort. Also, more and more applications and API for developers if third parties want to develop similar applications using our technology, that will be available as well.
Excellent. Maybe we'll take some questions from the audience. Yes.
Yeah, so when we develop a new language, it of course depends on the market. So if we see a big need and a partner in Japan that is going to market this in Japan, a partner of sort, they will also be able to provide funding, and then it will be a matter of 6 months. Yes. It's a good question. Right now it works on regular telephone lines, but in the back end it's all voice over IP. So we're now in the process of developing both APIs for VoIP developers as well as building our own proprietary VoIP platform. But right now it's just for regular phones, landline or mobile.
Yes, at the back.
Yeah. You really hit the nail on the head. With Chinese is the worst possible language to handle because of the phonetics are really complex. So we have Mandarin, both in China and Taiwan, 2 different types of Mandarin. And we're working to create local linguistic centers in China to increase accuracy. Because right now I would say it's about 65%, 70% at best. So we're working to improve the accuracy in Chinese. Yes. Right. So every business can punch in specific phrases that they want to be more accurate. We have an online portal for that, so you insert your sentences in there, and then the accuracy will rise. And we also do our own research in specific verticals to increase accuracy.
Yeah.
Though we do have the capability to develop languages on our own, it's not the core business. So we do rely on third parties, like Nuance is the biggest one, of course. They're a giant.
Maybe one last question.
So in that case, you would not use the call out feature. We have another feature that's for face-to-face conversations. So as long as one person at a time speak, it's fine. So it's a different product we have.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.